What's up, guys? A long time no see. I feel like I always start that video off that way. And there's a big reason to that. So today's video is not gonna be a vlog, it's not gonna be about my art, my craft, the whole spiel. It's more gonna be about what has been going on with me for the past nearly 2 years. Actually, not nearly 2 years, I'd say about a year and a half. In regards to my health and why I've been delaying everything in regards to music, in regards to acting, in regards to just so many things that I love to do that I've had to put on a hold these past few months. So let's start off right from the beginning. In 2024 of April, I traveled to Japan. It was my first time. Had the most amazing the best, I can't even call it a once-in-a-lifetime experience of seeing a country I've always wanted to visit, trying out their food, seeing their culture, the love and support that I received from the Japanese people. It was awesome. It was just an amazing experience, just seeing there or going there, as a first-time tourist. That being said, around June 2024, I started experiencing chest pains, and I was just like, what's going on? It feels like I'm having a heart attack or something. I ended up going to the doctor and we ran some testing and everything. We found out I tested positive for a stomach virus called H. pylori. It's usually a type of virus that people tend to get when they travel, especially overseas in Southeast Asia. That being said, I did the treatment plan and everything with the antibiotics. I was cleared or tested negative in having H. pylori, I think around August or early September, so I was good to go. But that being said, it was around that time frame that I was already getting ready for my next trip, which was going to be Thailand, and that was in October. So at that time, I had a GI or a gastroenterologist who wanted to keep me on meds for another month, so I would have to stay on the meds until early October, but then I would have the Thailand trip in November. So basically, I only had a month in between where my body was just readjusting and everything, no longer depending on medications. I ended up going to Thailand, and over there, out of nowhere, I started having stomach cramps and chest pains. And I was like, oh great, now what? I ended up going to a international hospital over there in Bangkok, and they checked me out and everything, and they said, okay, you tested positive for this beforehand. You're not showing any symptoms or anything similar to what we usually see with this stuff, but of course it is very it is concerning. So that being said, here's a few meds that you can take for the time being. Try to avoid this or that when you're eating, and just check with your primary doctor once you go back, or with your GI. So once I was done with my Thailand trip, I went back to the States and I got tested again and everything, and I was negative for H. pylori. So it was interesting. So we ended up doing an endoscopy. That was just in, I think, around February 2025. And they saw that the pyloric sphincter, which is connected by the end of your stomach to your organs, it wasn't opening and closing as it should. It's a muscle. It's what helps ensure that bile can help digest any food, especially any fat. And don't quote me because I'm not like the best at explaining this. But that being said, mine was remaining open and it wasn't opening and closing as it should. And because of that, bile was going back into my stomach and it was causing me to have gastritis. So to counter that, they put me on medications and everything, and they said, like, okay, so we're gonna have to start changing your diet to help you recover so we can have that muscle open and close again. However, again, it was that was in February. I ended up doing a special x-ray study because they recommended it in April, a month later, just because they want to make sure the stomach was operating at a normal function. Because yes, it was concerning with the gastritis, but it's also to make sure that the stomach was operating and wasn't digesting too fast or too slow. So good news is with the stomach x-ray, it went up, it was smooth, it was perfect, no issues. So that's when they said, like, okay, we're gonna have to keep you on this medication for the time being until you start doing what you got to do. It was a weird experience with the with the GI that I had at the time, just because I felt like she wasn't really explaining everything that I needed in regards to how to manage this, how to properly take the medication, the side effects of the medication. And mind you, it was terrible timing again, because then in April I was gonna go to South Korea for my first time. So I'm like, awesome, like talk about, making things difficult. That being said, I went to South Korea and I had the most amazing time as well. I fucking love South Korea, and cannot say enough good things about it. I can't wait to go back. So I ended up switching a GI once I came back to the States, and I saw her in June. And she told me, it's like, okay, so, this is why you were feeling this way. This is why you weren't sleeping well. This is like what you got to do in order to help speed up the process. So we were making a plan and everything on how to properly manage this. But then, of course, terrible timing again. July, I was leaving for Spain for the first time. So it was just like, okay, it was getting to a point, like, in order to make sure that I could heal properly and, see what is working, what is not, I knew I would have to take off the rest of 2025 from traveling. So once I got back from Spain in late July, I saw my GI and was like, hey, I'm good to go. I'm not planning on traveling right now. So for these next 5 to 6 months, like, let's just, try to help me get better. So between August to February of 2026, I was trying to do the best I could in regards to my diet. Sometimes I felt like, not even sometimes, all the times I felt like I was in a bad mood. I was crappy. I felt like shit. I felt like I was starving myself. And mind you, this is because I wasn't getting the best help. And not necessarily in regards to the doctor. The doctor was doing amazing, but it's hard to cover both the medication aspect of it and also the nutrition/diet aspect of it. So that being said, I was putting too much pressure on myself, and I wasn't seeing any of the benefits because I was trying to be as strict as I could, but at the same time, I felt like I was making my body weak. I felt like everything was falling apart. I felt like nothing was working. So in February, my GI said, okay, we got to do another endoscopy to see what is happening. So we did it. She saw me and let me know that the pyloric sphincter, it's not opening and closing as it should. It's still remaining open. So she says, and she assumes it's this. It's not 100% given, but she feels that right now it's going to remain open, which means I'm going to have to remain on the medication that I'm currently taking for the rest of my life. I know that sounds crazy and everything. And at first I was heartbroken by it, because I'm like, what does that mean? Am I always going to feel like this? Does that mean I can't break dance? I can't do gymnastics? I can't live my life the way I've always wanted to live it? No, not necessarily. It means that you can still live your daily life. We just have to be more careful and, make certain changes here and there, but it shouldn't affect your daily life in order to continue doing what I love. So at that point, it was like, okay, I still need to heal from gastritis, but I also need to know how to manage this bile reflux and still be able to enjoy myself, because first off, I'm a foodie person. I love my foods. So I ended up getting a nutritionist, a registered dietitian nutritionist, to help me out on this, because I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do this right. I want to make sure I can have these symptoms go away, but at the same time, I want to make sure I get the best shape, get in the best shape that I can get in as possible. So that's exactly what I did. I just had my follow-up visit with my GI on Thursday, and I had my follow-up visit with my nutritionist yesterday, and we're doing good right now. We're going to be doing a lot of changes in regards to my diet and everything. But, my nutritionist did tell me, it's like, hey, if you're going to have a cheat meal, first off, let's not call it a cheat meal. Let's call it a free meal. Let's call it a free day, because there's nothing cheating about it. It's about you enjoying your life, and you deserve it if you're going to be following a new protocol and a new plan. And, we're taking it step by step in order to get me back into breakdance shape, in order to get me back in gymnastic shape, and to just get back to me being myself and continuing my passions with music, with acting, with everything. And that's exactly what we're doing, and that's what we're going to keep on doing until I'm back to 100% and know how to manage this new lifestyle. Now, in regards to this pyloric sphincter, talking with my primary doctor about it, it's going to open and close again one day. It's going to operate as it usually did before that. Again, the doctor feels like this was, my GI feels like this was a disfigurement, that probably something I was born with, and over time the muscle was just getting weak, and now it's because of the H. pylori exacerbated it, but it was always going to end up that way. Again, it's a hunch. That's what they assumed, because right now we don't have the medicine technology in this country to determine what it actually was, even though we should. And there's a lot of things in this country that need to be updated and improved on. If we could stop, spending our money with endless wars, but that's for another day. That being said, it will operate again and it will function again. But until then, right now, this is my current lifestyle, and I'm like, all right, let's do it, because I'm sick and tired of waiting around. I'm sick and tired of trying to feel like I'm not getting better. Best I go to a professional and get help, which I'm doing, like I said, with a nutritionist. And today is actually the first day where my GI said, hey, let's start the steps to getting you back into breakdance shape. Let's start having you doing top rock. So, I'm feeling very emotional about it. I'm a little nervous at the same time too, but I know it's this is the process, this is what I gotta do. And that's the whole reason as well on why I'm making this video, is because if I'm gonna get back to doing everything I love, I want you guys to be there with me. I want you to see everything. I'm not gonna wait until I'm 100% to get back into everything, explain everything. I'm no, I want you guys to be a part of the journey that I'm currently on, and I want you to be there with me. Whether you support me, which I appreciate and love for you. If you don't, if you hate me, it's okay, whatever. Don't even know why you're watching. But yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm gonna do. And I didn't ask for this battle with this symptom, but I'm damn sure gonna beat it. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I actually started, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I actually started my top rock, but I forgot to record myself. That being said, it's only been 2 minutes and doing it's been 2 minutes of a half-hour time frame to do top rock, and I'm already out of breath. So yeah, I'm gonna have to slow it down a bit, just like they said I should, and take my time with it. But dude, it's such an amazing feeling right now. Holy shit, I've missed this feeling. Let's go. Let's keep doing this.
They told me the bed you made might not be the one you live in. I learned that the words they say might not be the things they mean. Don't run to the other side. The grass might not be so greener. The colors don't have to change, but I know that I can find a way out. My mother told me never stay down.
I miss this shit so much.